I miss you guys.
We miss you
Oh,
too.
we miss you too.
Oh,
We don't miss the cold.
Not at all.
yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I don't miss. Every so often we look at real estate like in South, because if we do move, warm. It's like I think in my last act will be put like, you know, a firecracker in my snowblower and just call it a day. Boom.
Yep.
Uh,
I get it. I'm down with the palm trees myself.
sure you don't want to move home? Because I could give you, like, you could just do all that. That would be awesome. No, it's not worth it to come back.
No, we're good. We're good. We're gonna stay here.
I might join you. Oh my head. That was a 20-minute conversation.
Listen, escuta aqui, escuta aqui.
Hey,
Quando a mãe acabar aqui, eu te dou sorvete.
hey, get away.
Mas tem que esperar lá fora. The joys.
The perfect way to start the podcast. Welcome to the Healthy Gorilla Podcast. I'm Eric. This is half of the people I'm interviewing. And the reason that is because they have 2 kids. And like me, the kids are no more than 6 feet from them at any one time.
Exactly.
So
we're gonna lock them out of the house.
And Parent of the Year, this runner-up goes to Natalia.
All the doors are locked.
It's warm out. They won't freeze. They'll be fine.
Fine, go ride your bikes around the neighborhood.
They'll be fine. That clown with the ice cream truck, I'm sure he's perfectly fine. He seems like a nice guy.
It's like, here's $10.
Bring me my change.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. As I said, I lost my notes at some point between last Thursday and this Thursday. So like many of the jujitsu classes I took with Bruno, I'm going to friggin' wing it. And then Bruno's going to go, well, it's not wrong. Like
It's not at all.
Not wrong.
If
So
it
for
was-
those of you who don't know, Bruno and Natalia are very active in the jujitsu lifestyle. And this is, unfortunately, this is not a sombrero. This is coffee because I worked all day before I did this. They have, Bruno was my instructor. I got purple and brown belt from you, I believe.
Purple and brown, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of this is your fault. Natalia has
paid well for that.
What?
I got paid well for that.
I hope so. I hope so. Those were some of the, so not to swell your head, but those were some of the best times, that small class, not to take anything away from any other instructor or any other environment. I've since, you know, moved on to a much larger scale, much, you know, bigger group of people. But that group in Medford, where it was just like 7 or 8 of us, those are still some of the best friends that I still talk to. I just did a podcast with Brandon. That's how we met. I still talk to Pat and all those guys. It was something special about that group of people at that time that, and you were the ringleader of it. So it's either your fault or you can take credit for it. So there was something just about the, yeah.
Oh, his head's gonna be like this big now.
Oh, please stop.
I also had less experience in jujitsu. I didn't know any better. I was like, oh my God, he's like really good.
I learned on YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube jujitsu.
YouTube jujitsu. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hit pause and we're gonna practice the.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
No, that was a good time. Like it's just funny how that group of people, we just kind of clicked in together. And like, for those of you who don't know, Bruno is now the head instructor at ATT in where?
It's in Delray Beach.
Delray Beach, which most of the people watching this podcast will have no idea the scope of that. But if you do ever get involved in the jiu-jitsu community, that is a big deal. So congratulations. I was very, very proud of you for doing that. A little jealous. I see your videos, you know, and like, I can't wait to visit. But I can't express how happy I am for you guys. That's a big deal. I'm super proud of you guys.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
So the reason of this podcast is most of the people watching it will not give a damn about your jujitsu. So,
Okay.
and the fact that I have have knee barred Natalia. I don't want to brag.
Don't forget who broke in that belt of yours.
Both of them.
Both of them.
And who was the subject of your wedding speech about how you were on top of someone about to break their arm and you stopped to check your hair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my braid was coming undone, man. I had to.
it's real important. I thought, before you snapped my arm like a twig, I thought it was real important that you just kind of checked the mirror and went, oh, I felt really, really special that,
And you were the cause of the best wedding BJJ picture
I know.
ever.
I know.
If Luke does his job correctly, I'm going to have a nice intro. People have seen it when they watch this because Luke went to town and had a nice intro. If not, we're just going to do this hot mess and call it a day. But I think I gave him at the end. I'll do the Bob Dylan, like I'll just hold up some printouts. But so the concept of this when we were talking was, you have, I don't know if somewhere you can hear in the background the two kids. How do you get, oh, there we go. Nice. I love that picture. I do really like that picture. That was one of my better works. How do you get your kids active? How do you keep them active in COVID right now? Everybody is sitting, my kids right now are probably like sitting in front of screens. Joey's probably watching Minecraft videos. Cassidy's watching, an iPad. How do you, one, integrate them into your lifestyle, which is extremely active compared to the average American lifestyle? And how do you get them interested in what mom and dad are doing? And go.
Well,
to keep them active, we just lock them outside.
lock the doors.
Play.
And have the clown and the ice cream truck just chase them around until 5, and then okay, come on back in.
That's about right.
All right, we're signing off. Good video. I'm sure that will be very interesting to everyone. I can hear the people unsubscribing now.
Great. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie that the weather helps a lot.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time. Yeah, because we couldn't do like half of that thing that they have been doing here. Like if we're up in north, it's big difference. They stay active. They have like lots of kids in here so they can play together.
Okay.
We always bring them to the gym with us, at least 3 times a week. Yeah.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah.
If not more.
Sometimes they do the class, sometimes not, depending like on our schedule. But they're there like watching, playing with the other kids.
Yeah.
Having fun.
For us, I think the biggest piece of the whole lifestyle is just setting an example. So they may not want to do jujitsu or workout or whatever it is that we're doing, but they see us do it all the time.
Right.
So like in the middle of COVID, when everyone was stuck at home and BJJ was closed and the beaches were closed and parks were closed, and basically there was absolutely nothing to do besides walk around outside.
Yeah.
We bought a bunch of like used gym equipment.
Yeah.
And built a gym in our garage. And so, again, the weather is a little nicer here, so it's easier to accommodate. But Bruno and I were legit working out in our garage every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And the kids were always like in and out, watching us do it. There were days where like Amelia or Cecilia would see me doing squats with a medicine ball, and they would grab like a soccer ball and do squats with me. Or they would see me, walk around carrying heavy weights up and down the street, and they'd kind of, keep me company and walk with me. Like I was the lunatic in the, in the neighborhood, like doing exercising here. But I've had Cecilia like ride her bike around with me as I was jogging. So it's, not necessarily pressuring them to do anything, but it's just them seeing us doing it all the time they want to do it too.
It's not like us telling them what to do, but they are like learning from, watching us what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not so in other words, you're not forcing them, on
I-
Tuesday at 3,
No,
bam,
I don't.
you know.
No,
No.
I don't. I'm not a fan of forcing or pushing them to do those stuff.
Yeah, I could see that. So I mean, that was
Not wrong.
It's not bad.
I was not going to say not wrong, but that was, your trademark phrase. It's not wrong. But that was kind of when you taught the kids class in that era that we were talking about. That was I don't know how you did it. Like, I mean, I have 3 kids, and when I saw you with like 6 kids, you'd have like Luke, who's now as tall as me, and you'd have like Sarko's kids, and there's all these different, and Pedro's kids, and they're all 6, 7 kids, and they're all lunatics in their own right. And then some kid would just be like, yeah, I don't want to do this today. So you'd kind of like, okay, that's the challenge, to kind of get that one kid into it. So do they have interest in what you do, or do you see, does one of them like swimming, or I mean,
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
So like, I take them to the gym with me all the time because I'm going to train, and whether they like it or not,
yeah,
they're going to be at the gym. So what's kind of cool is, after years of them kind of just hanging out at jiu-jitsu with us, at the end of class, we let them kind of run around on the mats and do whatever they want to do as, we're changing and chatting with people. And the 2 of them start like rolling. They'll like,
do they really?
Yeah, they
like,
pretend they're training.
they
Yes.
pretend they're
That's-
training. So like, they'll take each other down, and they'll do like, they'll pass the guard, and
Oh my God, that's awesome.
but they've learned it more or less
Sure.
just organically, just
Yeah.
watching us. They've taken some jujitsu classes, but not much. Ironically enough, they say that they don't like jujitsu. They don't like taking the class. They like the games, but they don't like the learning piece.
Yeah.
But then at the end of, when they train, yeah.
Me too.
But like at the end of class, they'll be like doing stuff, and it's really cute. Like our oldest one, she wants to do gymnastics and dance and all that girly crap. And it's so like against like me. But
it's kind of cool though too. I mean, that's whatever they're into. I mean, you've set the groundwork for, a level of activity. Just, okay, we're running around. There's not a lot of sedentary lifestyle in what you're talking about. I mean,
yeah, and when we give them a choice, so I asked Cecilia, I said to her, when you start kindergarten, we'll put you in something, do you want to do dance or gymnastics? Like, I don't give her this, infinite number of choices of, do you want to stay home and read a book? Do you want to, like, it's either dance or gymnastics. Which one do you want to do? Oh, I want to do gymnastics. Great. And with Amelia, it'll be the same thing. Like, I'll give her 2 options of like really active things that she can do.
Yeah.
And she can pick one, and I'm all for it.
But
So,
Emil, the youngest one, she says she wants to do jiu-jitsu.
yeah, Amelia wants to do jujitsu.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like, you have to give them a choice.
Yeah.
Not too many choices, but you have to give them a healthy choice. You can't be like, well, do you want to just sit at home and watch TV, or do you want to go do something? Like, it doesn't.
So it's like a choice, but it's also a low pressure choice. It's like, okay, we're going to give this a shot. Like,
Right.
yeah. I hope they stick. Luke and Joey didn't stick. They tried everything. So what do you do in the circumstance? Joey absolutely refused. We signed him up for soccer, and there were 12 classes. So it was like 3 months. And he sat on the sidelines like this for 10 of the classes, refused to go in. There were fights. I tried to bribe him. I tried yelling at him. I tried punishing him. And finally, I was just like, you just got to go and you got to sit there. My wife, Kamari, got him on class 10. He went on the field. And he did it for the last 3 classes. And they was like, never sign me up again. I did it.
Oh.
So if you can come up in this venue as a solution for him, I'll fly him down. He'll sleep on your couch. Like, I love him, but man, he's the project. He's the one that I need him to like tail Bruno a little bit.
It's funny. I was chatting with another mother the other day, and it was actually on Saturday, and she was saying that her kid in the beginning, he's, I want to say 12 or 13, and he does jujitsu.
Yeah.
And she said that in the beginning, he didn't want to go, and they signed like a year contract, and he just didn't want to go, and through the whole hissy fit. And what she started doing was, because her daughter also does jujitsu, she would drop off the daughter and look at her son and say, are you going to class? And if he started doing his whole, it's like, okay, then we're going to go to the library and read books. And she legit took him to the library during every jujitsu class he didn't want to participate in, and made him read books that he was not interested in. And after a few weeks, he started doing jujitsu, and now he loves it.
I love that. That's perfect. I should have,
I had never thought of that before, but I'm like, that's brilliant.
That's a good idea. And it's not a punishment. It's a choice. It's exactly what you said.
It wasn't going home to read a book. It was the library.
Well, you're also, that's smart, because you're blocking off that time.
But on the other hand, every time when someone asks him to read something, he's going to think about the punishment. He's going to be like hating reading. I don't know.
He might like it. I don't know.
Teacher's going to ask him to read chapter 3, and he's going to knee bar her. It's just, I don't know what happened. I just went into automatic mode. The teacher's asleep. It's not my fault. I was trained.
But I kind of like the idea though. Like, if you're not going to do this particular constructive activity, then guess what? You're going to do another one. Like, this is your hour where you're going to do something that's going to be of benefit to you. So it's either jujitsu, or we're going to go read books, or something of that nature. So
and it's just it's also repetition, like everything else. It's just doesn't happen. Like, it's almost refreshing to see that your kids are like, I don't like jujitsu. They're lying, because they like to beat each other up, and they're like, they have no idea the level of people. Like, I see your videos. I mean, again, for most of the people who are watching this, the names mean nothing, but like, I see your videos with the people you're rolling with, and then I see like a ponytail just kind of run in the background, and I'm like, do they understand?
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
I mean, so that's the other thing.
Like Uncle Sapatu and Uncle Bushesha, and like, it's, they're just normal people that are at the gym and we hang out with, and it's really cute because,
And that's the other thing I think people don't understand. Like, they don't get, unless you're in like a lifestyle, right? And this is clearly your lifestyle. I've done it for 15 years. Both of you grew up with it. I came into it as an adult, or at least age-wise, not maturity-wise, but an adult.
We won't go into that, Eric.
Yeah, I know. But what people don't understand is that while it has a level of, it's not even violence, but it has the sport is a martial art, and it has a level of aggression. And I think people think that when you go into these places, that it's guys that are just total savages, and just that, it's not a place for kids. And in reality, I've never been to a jujitsu or martial arts place that doesn't have like a couple kids on the side of the mat, and someone will stop in the middle of the roll and put the binky back in the kid's mouth. And it's usually not even the mom. Like, it's like, I've seen 250-pound crazy people holding my friend Maria's baby, like, okay, Uncle Jamie's here. Like, okay, Uncle Jamie just broke my arm, and now he's like, singing you a lullaby in Portuguese. I don't know what that's about, but
it's a family thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a funny dynamic, and having not been in it for a long time, I probably had the same impression, where you go into these places and you don't, you go, really? You brought your kids there 3 days a week? Really? What's that? And they're really probably getting the best education of like the nicest people. It's funny.
My kids love it. And, they're also learning to become well-behaved, because you can't scream and run around and act like lunatics when there's a class going on. You have to learn to be patient, and you have to learn to have your indoor voice and all this other stuff. So it's become routine. Like, I pick them up from school, I bring their dinners, we sit down together, the three of us, I help them, have their dinner, they have their snacks, and then they go play when mommy and daddy are doing jujitsu. And it's just like, it's become completely routine for them.
That's the only time that we let them, not the only time, but most of the time that we let them use the Kindle. It's
yeah.
We need a break, we need at least like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half of without having the kids like yelling, crying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, those are useful tools.
I
would say
as much as possible, but it's a plus.
Like this week, last week. So what I've noticed is the more screen time they have, they get to be obnoxious little humans.
Oh, yeah.
And so, this week I cut it off completely. The Kindles ran out of battery and everything is tucked away, and they have not been in front of a screen all week.
It's overwhelming, like all the colors, the sounds, music.
It's just too much stimulation. So I completely cut it off this week. And honestly, they're great. They're outside riding their bikes and their scooters right now, where normally they would be like just killing each other. So they need a break. Same thing at like restaurants. It's easy just to say, oh, here's the Kindle or here's the phone or whatever, and stay quiet. But they really get to be obnoxious little human beings when they're in front of the screen all day.
One thing that I do when they start fighting and against each other, and I'm like, okay, you guys want to fight? Let's go inside and put your gi on.
I can just see you like
totally does
and
it.
then they like a switch from like fighting each other. Now they having fun because they want to put the gi on and they start fighting each other.
I can just see that disqualified.
Okay, you guys want to fight? Okay, let's go. Let's put your gi on.
Now I want to see it for real on the carpet.
No ankle locks. You're both white belts.
I know. Yeah.
like I can totally.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
I can just see.
I'm gonna wait for them to get a little older so we can offer gloves. Okay, time for some gloves.
That's gonna mean nothing to anybody but me, but I think that's hilarious.
No, the other day, the youngest one was beating up the oldest one, and Cecilia was crying, complaining, whining about it. I was like, dude, why don't you hit her back? Don't let her hit you.
Oh, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
And she was like, she kept crying. And I was like, next time when she hits you, you grab the leg, you take her down, you sit on her bed and tell her not to do that again.
It works though.
No, it did, because the other day they were fighting, and then I saw Cecilia grabbing like a double leg and throwing me to the ground.
Oh, I couldn't believe what I saw. I'm like, at its finest.
And now when they're fighting, Cecilia comes to me and said, Dad, Emilia is not letting me take her down. I want to take her down and sit on her belly.
Dad, I'm having an argument with my sister. IBJJ rules or are we doing no gi? What's the rules? Can I grab the collar? What?
Oh man, but you have to make it fun. Like
you do.
Because kids fight all the time, especially siblings. It's like World War III half the time. And you just have to make it fun or just leave it be. And honestly, especially raising girls, I fear that they're gonna they're gonna get taken advantage of. Like people are gonna be mean or somebody's gonna hit them and they're not gonna know what to do. And I don't want them to be those kinds of kids. So I'd rather them come back and say, or the principal call and say, your daughter just hit one of the kids and, oh, why? Oh, because they hit her. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Like, you have to learn to defend yourself. You can't get pushed around.
There's a fine. Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah. It's
a fine line. You can't be a jerk.
I would love to be a fly on the wall of the first kid that pulls the ponytail of one of your kids. Like, okay. And then she fixes the ponytail. Okay, we're gonna take him. Like, oh no, everyone back up.
But it's just one of those things where
it is empowering though for a little.
Use your words as much as you can.
Yeah.
And you never let somebody touch you. But if they do, then they're dead.
Yeah. All right. And for the disclaimer for the lunatic who is going to put a comment and say about how bad the people, the three of us are, we are joking. We don't want anyone to get hurt. We would never condone violence. No. I would never condone another child defending themselves. I don't agree with these opinions at all. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I think that, like you said, especially for little girls, Cassidy, who is about the same age, I definitely want her to take stuff like that. She has the advantage of having two.
Eric, I'm just
We
gonna
have a
have to get. I'm
surprise.
just gonna have to get this over here. Stay over there. Stay over there.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you.
Bochecha. Ali, sapatinho. Deixa eu te falar, eu tô fazendo um podcast com um americano. Eu tô fazendo um podcast com um americano aqui, o cara é fãzão.
The podcaster says, I love your work.
Só vou virar a câmera para lá só para tu falar um raio para ele, só para isso.
Hey, brother, how are you?
Não dá para ver ele não, Bruno. Vira direito.
Yeah, no, that was good where you were.
Bruno,
Don't anger him. I want to visit sometime.
Não, tá. Tem que virar a câmera.
Caralho, Bruno, índio com tecnologia.
Cara.
How you doing, man? Good.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work.
Huh?
I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah, I want to visit so you can beat the hell out of me.
Come to visit us.
Take care. Thank you.
Valeu, paixão. Valeu. Depois eu ligo.
99% of you will have no idea how big a deal that
cara.
just was, but for the 1% of you who do jujitsu, that was a big deal.
Hã?
I just said 99% of the people watching this will have no idea how big a deal that was.
Yeah.
1% of the people who do jujitsu would be like, oh wow, that's actually quite a big deal. He's
So that was Bochecha, 13-time world champion.
Yeah.
He's in the Guinness Book of Records.
I know.
He's the man.
That I did not know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
The man for jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Amazing. It is a small community. That's the one thing, in addition to I would say, and you tell me if there's anything else you would, to someone never doing not just jiu-jitsu, but Natalia also has a karate background. But the world of jiu-jitsu is extremely small. So the gentleman who's just on the screen saying hi to me is the equivalent of LeBron James just kind of clicking in if you were into basketball, or Pedro Martinez or someone.
Tom Brady.
or Tom Brady. He's that, like, he's that level. And if you're into jiu-jitsu, you can probably figure out a way to take a class with him that, like, you can, if you're interested in jiu-jitsu, you can, and you put a little effort in and dedication. You can't just be like, a fair weather fan, but you can train with extremely high level people that people in football and baseball will never even see unless they're in a 50,000 stand stadium. And it's amazing to see the ability for, I've trained with professional athletes. I'm a middle-aged dude that is, has a family, and it's a nice hobby for me. And I train with savages sometimes. Don't get you headed. Like, I wasn't talking about you guys.
But the sport allows you to kind of be exposed to that, which I think is phenomenal.
Yeah. And you can really, it's easy to geek out on some of the stuff, but it really is there. It's also very welcoming. Like, if you're into what I'm into, oh great. If you're serious about what he's into, like, it's probably cool. Like, great. Oh yeah, come train. It'd be fun. It's a much more welcoming environment for some, in a sport that most people on the outside would be like, oh my God, it's a bunch of crazy people. Like it's a bunch of super like, testosterone filled, crazy people that are just, they're breaking each other in half, and that happens. But there's also a very family oriented
I was
component to
gonna
it.
say, I think the crazy people, it's a relatively small group in comparison. I think for the vast majority of folks that train jiu-jitsu, it's just that family environment. It's a hobby / like I want to compete. I think it's fun, but it's a small percentage of people that are that do it full time or that are in that crazy category. I mean, if most jiu-jitsu schools you go to, like you said, there's kids running around everywhere. It's husband and wife, and it's a pretty chill environment.
Yeah, and then there's people training for a tournament, and your current place. There's MMA. I assume a large amount of MMA guys where you are now that are either doing it professionally or going towards that role.
Yeah.
But there's also a kid in the on the sidelines. I mean, we talked. Amanda Nunez had her after fight. I saw the picture with you, by the way, on Facebook. But I saw her post-fight interview. She's talking about how the baby is in the car seat while she's training with her partner. It's like she's at the ultimate pinnacle of talent, ability, everything. And she's like, "Oh, I have my baby over there, and I'm training," and like that's it. That doesn't happen in football. Like that doesn't happen in other. It's a very unique kind of special kind of dynamic where a two-belt two-belt champion right now.
Belts, yes.
Yeah, two belts right now is like, I have my baby. She's over on the side while I beat the hell out of four of my training partners. Then I go over to give her a kiss on the cheek, and it's until you experience it, it's a very different environment.
Yeah.
One day I went to a job interview.
Yeah.
And the guy asked me what was the best thing that happened in my life.
Yeah.
And then I told him jiu-jitsu, and he looked at me and he was like, "Really? Usually people say like family, kids, wife." And I told him, well, but it was because of jiu-jitsu that I came to America, because of jiu-jitsu that I met my wife. It's because of jiu-jitsu that I have my beautiful family today. So everything started from because of jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
It is amazing. And you do find we would have never met with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally, like a year and a half older than you. I never would have met you guys. Like it's
a year and a half. Come
2,
on, Eric.
3, like, I mean, shut up. So I'm 20 something years older than half my friends, but we have this common interest, and that's the great thing. I get to meet and talk to people that are doing crazy things or it's just a different environment. And this guy's my age, Pat is my age or a little older. I mean, but we get to interact with people that it's kind of what's missing in a lot of society. We come from very different backgrounds, and we have this common interest, and then we can argue about the other stuff, or we can, agree, or, but at the same time, there's this common interest that we find common ground, and then just kind of move forward. So
yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
Maybe we should end it on that one. I want to talk to you. I miss you guys. Like, I want to talk to you guys, like, for, I could talk to you guys for 2 hours, but I know you guys got other stuff going on.
Training tonight.
Training, yeah.
Oh, I see the videos now with you squatting. Like, I'm like, the only thing I had going for me when I would train with Natalia was that I was strong. I'm a guy. I'm stronger than you. And I see the videos with you and those 2 other women that you're always, like lifting like Volvos, and, like whatever the hell you're doing. I'm like,
put on some weight, Eric. Just saying.
Cry me a friggin' river. Okay, I did too. All right. All right. I'm going to leave here. I'm going to go for a run to try and get rid of some of the weight. All right. I went for a run 2 days ago. I'm old, and it took me 2 days to recover. Now I get to go for another run before, it's not pretty. All right. So cry me a river.
You gotta run to warm up for the run.
You got to warm up for the run.
I just run, and then I just run. That's all I got in me. The warm up will kill me. I've been slowly going back with Brandon, like once a week. Like he's kind of like in my pod,
Mhm.
Yep.
and he's too damn big. Like he's too damn big. He's got the long arms that he's like cut to shreds. He's cooking all his own food. So like we did the podcast that just came out. He's
Yeah, I
like
saw that.
he's going down the rabbit hole of like super healthy food, and like I rolled 3 times in a row with that monster, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna drive. All right, let's do the pod. So if you see me doing this on that podcast and like fixing my back, it's because he put knee on belly, and like he was just beating the crap out of me. It was ugly.
I hate to say it, but we're kind of on that same bandwagon here. We're pretty
Really?
much- yeah, Bruno cooks, not me. He's the cook in the family.
It's nice. Kamari's on a cooking thing too. We order on the weekends, but during COVID, we got a little lax. We were getting super cautious with Kamari's health and
Mhm.
not going out a lot, and so we were ordering more than we probably should have. So now we're only doing it once or twice a week. Like Friday is pizza night for the kids, and then
Us too.
Yeah.
nice.
Pizza night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, everything is
sending you
balanced, right?
yeah.
Like,
I'm sending you a picture. We're drinking. We're gonna have a toast on. Oh
absolutely.
no, it'll just be seltzer. It will be
Yeah.
totally
I'll be
healthy.
having a
Like
beer,
for
man. I don't
people
know about
listening,
you.
it's not gonna be alcoholic. Yeah.
I love my glass of wine.
I do still enjoy the scotch. All right. On that fine note, I'm gonna get a message about how I'm an alcoholic. Let's end that.
We're all joking.
It's all in good
Water.
fun. It's all in good
Water,
fun.
coconut water,
Water,
vitamin water,
coconut
water,
water.
water and bananas. It's a secret.
I had a banana. I had 2 bananas today, so I'm super healthy. I'm like a pinnacle of health right now.
I had
You know?
avocado toast this morning. How about that?
Ooh, nice. That's
With
quite nice.
arugula. It's good stuff.
Arugula on a. Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
good.
that's not-
Throw some little parm cheese on top. It was good stuff.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad. I like it. I did some grass-fed beef. I did a bunch of steaks. We're probably gonna do reheat the grass-fed beef. Maybe do a fajita for the kids. And
Dude, I do miss our cow. I
yeah,
can't find cows here like we did up north. It's
Yeah.
hard. I'm struggling finding clean meat and chicken.
I'm still using that same farm that I was doing before I bought the store with you guys. We would do again.
That
I
was
feel like
good
we're talking.
meat.
So for people listening, like the 20 people who are listening, I would do like a share. I would buy a half cow and then a full cow, and it got really crazy. At one point, I had like 600 pounds of meat as I was driving in my. Seriously, I had it on. I had a heart and like a tongue sitting on the dashboard because I ran out of coolers, and I was calling you guys like, you got to pick it up now. It's defrosting. I don't know what to do, but I'm using that same farm, and they're great. Like I buy much lower amounts, and we sell it at the store, but and it's a little more professionally transported. But yeah, we still have that same stuff. When you come up, I'll grab a couple.
I'm jealous.
So next time when you come up and you actually visit, like I'll give you a nice grass-fed beef.
Sounds like a plan. We're only
Sounds
coming up in the summer, just to let you know.
Hey, I'll be there. You let me know. Hopefully I'll be ready. Although you got to slow down. Maybe not work out every day, Natalia. He can work out. I've never been able to really like hold my own with Bruno, but you can slow down. Maybe like enjoy the kids on the couch. Take a break. Don't work out.
Go get fat. Go get fat.
There you go. Just maybe look at I saw you just do that. You got more definition in your arms than I do. Stop. Don't do that. Like slow down. Enjoy life.
I got to keep up with the Joneses down here, man. Everybody looks good in
I
Florida.
know.
No, but that's also where you guys are trained. I mean, that is the other interesting thing when you surround yourself with people like the people, and forget about the names, like the new, but just if you surround yourself with.
If you want to get rich, you surround yourself with rich people.
hang out with me. What can I tell you? You chose to move. I don't know what to tell you. No, you're right.
All the moms here are buff. I can't
Yeah,
be.
but all like you're surrounding yourself with people, and that's what I like about jujitsu is like you guys are 20 years younger than me, and I'm comparing myself like, oh Jesus, Natalia is working out 3 times a week. Like I wasn't gonna go for a run now, but I've just said I'm going for a run. I have to now go for a damn run. Because I can't I won't lie. So now I gotta go for a run. But you surround yourself with people who they're like, Brandon is cooking his own food, the son of a like so now I'm like, all right, I guess I'll have a banana instead of some chips. All right. You compare yourself, even if you don't attain the level of, the person, the pro at the gym, or like the guy who makes his living as the instructor. You surround yourself with those people, and even if you only get halfway, it's still pretty damn good. I mean, it's yeah, and it's yeah, and you'll be better off for it. I mean, I definitely feel that way.
Yeah,
but
sure.
All right, so give your kids a kiss for me.
Same. Thank you.
Same.
I love you guys. Thank you very much for doing this.
Say hi to the little army you have over there.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for having us.
We're gonna do round 2 once I get,
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, we'll do some round 2
in person.
After I get
person.
I need a filter where Luke can put on like maybe 30 pounds of muscle, and then we'll just come on, and I'm just gonna do a little clip with Bruno, like.
You guys just need to pack into a car, get down here, come hang out with us for a week.
We are I would really like to do. We're actually, all kidding aside, we're gonna look towards doing that, because it's been this past year for just running a business during COVID, my dad passing, Kamari's health. I'm all set to leave for 10 days, like a couple days down, couple days back, and like I'm in. Like I just got to work out the
it's gonna be good for everyone.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
it's good for you.
Soon. All right, so until then, I will oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe not.
No, see, that's what mine do. Okay. All right, perfect. Hey guys, I'll see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
Bye,
Eric.
See ya. See ya.
Natalia, I hate you. All right, sit down on the couch more, so I don't have to do this every couple days.